Okay, today we were devising 4-digit dividends by 2-digit divisors, and we're using a method called, on our first one, we can see we have 8,296 divided by 17. We know if we take 17 times 100, we'd get 1,700. If I take 17 times 200, I'm going to get 3,400. So if I take 17 times 400, I'm going to get 6,800. See what I was doing? Just doubling it. Now I'm at a very large multiple. So if I can take 400 multiple out of it, that's going to give us 6,800. When we subtract that, we're going to get 6, 9, regroup. 12 minus 8 is 4, and giving us 1. We have 1,496 left. Now we can see I cannot take 17, actually a multiple of 100 out because it would be too much. So let's go ahead and drop down one. Let's do 17 times 90. It'll be 0. 9 times 7 is 63. 9 times 1 is 9, and 6 is 15. So 90 would still be too much. So let's go ahead and try 80. And we have 56. 8 times 1 is 8. 5 is 13, so it'd be 1360. So we have that. Let's go ahead and take it out. 1360. And that was a multiple of 80. And that leaves us with 136. Now 17 times, let's go with, we know 10 would be 170. So let's try 8. 8 times 7 would be 56. 8 times 1 is 8, and 3 is 13. 130. Oh, it should be 136. So we know that's a multiple of 8. 136. And we have remainder is 0. So we know that our quotient would be 488. Let's go to the next one. 4,590 divided by 34. Once again, we know 34 times 100 would equal 3,400. So let's go ahead and take that one out. 3,400. And that's a multiple of 100. That's going to give us 0,911. So we know we cannot take another 100. We know 50 would be half of it. So let's go ahead and try about 40. We got 34 times 40. And that'd be 0. 4 times 4 is 16. Carry 1, that'd be 1360. So 40 is still too big. So let's try 30. We have 0. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry 1 would be 9, and 1 is 10. So 1,020. So we know 30, we can have 1,020. We subtract that, we have 170 left. Well, I know 10 times 34 would be 340, so I'm pretty sure it's 5. So let's go 34 times 5. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 3 is 15, and 2 is 17. So we now have a multiple of 5. And so we add up our multiples on the side, and we know that it's 135. On our next one, we know once again is 26 times 100 equals 2,600. So let's go ahead and take that multiple of 100 out, 2,600. And we have 0, 5, regroup. And we have 1950 left. So we're not going to be able to take another group of 100. So let's try 90. 26 times 90. That'd be 54. And 18. That'd be 2,340. So that's still too much. So let's try 80. 26 times 80. That'd be 48. That'd be 16, and that's 2,080. We're very close. So let's try 70. 26 times 70. That'd be 14, be 18. 1820. So we know that if we take 70 out, we're going to have 1820. We subtract, we end up with 130 left. Well, I know if it was 25, so I'd be able to get 5 out of it. So let's try 5. So 26 times 5, that's going to be 30. That'd be 10 to be 13, 130. So 5 was the correct multiple. So we add them up, we know it's going to be 175. Our next group, 38. Well, we know right off the bat we can take 100 out of it because that'd be 3,800. And be 2, 3, 3, and 4. Well, we can see we can take another 3,800 out of it. And now we have $532. Well, if this was 40, I know I'd be able to get about 12 out of it, or more than 12. Let's try. So let's go with an even number. We have 38, and we know that if we multiply that by 10, we can get 380. And when you end up with 152 left. Well, if we try times 5, that's 190. So 38 times 4, 1632, that'd be 152. So we know this is a multiple of 4. So add them up, we end up with 214 as our quotient. On the next one, we know 15 times 100 equals 1500. So we know 15 times 200 would equal 3,000. And that means 15 times 300 would be 4,500. So let's go ahead and take 4,500 out. That leaves us 765 left. And that's because we took the multiple of 300 out. Okay, well, if I know that times 100 would be 15, I think it would be about 50. So let's go 15 times 50. It would be 0, 25, and 750. So if I take that 50 out, we know that was 750. And that leaves us 15. I can take one more out. So we end up with 351 as our quotient. And our last one, I always like starting out by putting my multiples up here as 2,400. That means I know that 24 times 200 equals 4,800. And that means I know 24 times 300 is going to be 7,200. So let's go ahead and put the 300 up here, and that's 7,200. We subtract it, we have 1,560 left. And I can see I can't take 100, so maybe 50. 24 times 50. That gives us 1,200. So let's take that 50 out just to get it down to a manageable number. We have 360 left. Okay. Well, I know if I take 10 out, that's going to be 240. That leaves me 120. And I'm pretty sure 24 times 5 is going to give us 120. And it does. So when we add them up, we end up with 300, 350, 360, 365.